Our eyes are a projector, and what happens, here in the physical is what we were playing in our head, the movie we were choosing to play, give power to, and that ultimately created your reality. So anything and everything, good or bad, is a reflection on, what's going on in here. We got to be more aware of the thoughts we're thinking. And talking about here in the physical, which is like our real world, our day to day life, it's like you're in a movie, regardless on what you do, the occupation you choose, and I don't know, the role you decide to play. You're an actor. You're an actor. We're all actors. We're all actors. So it's deciding what role you want to play in life. And my goal is to play a good one that inspires, is an example of the power of, God and love and peace, and really pushing for that, because you know what, at the end of the day, good beats all evil. So I want to be on the winning side. I want to be on the good side. And in order to be that, you have to live a certain way and, be righteous and stay true, disciplined, because it's not easy. It's easier to be bad than it is to be good. And so that's not really a life I want to lead. I think I tried not to care. I tried to be indifferent about life. And it just did not work for me. I'm a very passionate person. I'm very passionate. I've had a ride or die mentality since I came out the womb, I swear. I hit a point where I had to decide whether am I going to change my habits to, get the life I just dream of, or am I going to live in rumination, I think is the word. Self-rumination, where it's keep playing these bad movie scenes that unfortunately came to present day. We choose what role we play regardless in what atmosphere we're in. The work environment, if you're at home life, there are certain roles we have to play. There are certain things we have to stomach, keep our mouth shut, just for the simple fact of circumstances and the position we're in, quote unquote. And this is where we start growing, where we start flipping our perspective. So talking from a negative Nancy, coming from a negative Nancy, being more aware of, the movie that's playing in my head has really helped me, has shifted a lot of things for me, and has given me the opportunity to be the person I, wish I was, because guess what you wish for, what you think of, become your reality. So person who I wanted to be took some work, but we're getting closer and closer to that end or final image. And I'm excited for you guys to see their journey, and for us to, grow together, learn from each other. Everything I share here is something I've learned before. So again, I'm just sharing with you what I've learned along the way. This isn't some new method. This isn't something I came up with on my own. This is stuff that I've been reading about and, doing my research on and my homework on, and actually applying it to myself. So I'm gonna be a living testimony, practicing what I preach, and I'm gonna show you, reality, I guess. A lot of people get discouraged, and I know I was a part of that group that didn't feel worthy or didn't feel capable of achieving that life simply because of the thoughts that I was thinking, what I was feeding myself, feeding my brain. And I can't live like that. That was not worth it. Not worth any of the energy. This world is energy, whether you want to believe it or not. And in order to live a harmonious life, you gotta live according to the universal laws. You have to, what is it? I'm sorry, give me a minute. You have to live in harmony with the 12 universal laws. And that's important because, God creates God creates the universe. Whether you believe that step or not, that's what I believe in. So God creates the universe, and with the universe is its own playground. Everyone has free will, and with its own playground, with its own environment, comes with a set of rules. And it's up to you whether you want to, follow these rules or not. But treat of following the rules of the universe, or choosing to live in harmony with them, your life becomes pretty awesome. All of those dreams and desires that have been playing in your head, they become your reality. They really do. So whether you believe it or not, the universal laws apply to everyone. No one's an exception. What is it? The best example to give is, it doesn't matter whether you're a good or a bad person. If you get burned, it's still gonna hurt. So same thing, the universal laws apply to everyone. And I guess I'm trying to be an example of what it looks like to live by those universal laws, and or try to live in harmony with them. Lately I have been more aware of the chants that have been going through my head, the thoughts, the movies that are being played, and sometimes they're gnarly. It's like, whoa, what was going on there? Or I don't know, if something crazy is going on in my head, I simply say, I rebuke, like, no, 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 no. And then I put on a really happy song that I can agree with, or that I want to make my reality. Okay, so with this, another thing we got to keep in mind is that we got to start learning more about our mind and ourselves, because guess what? The life you live, I have no clue what goes on your day-to-day life, just like you don't have no clue what goes on in my day-to-day life. Everyone's reality is their perception, their POV. If we shift our POV and make it a good one, then we're shifting our reality. Thing that you're never gonna stop learning. That's something I did not want to come to terms with, like, at all. That's something, to be honest, I'm still having a hard time being disciplined with. I always dreaded learning because growing up I didn't get any help. And the times I would get called on, or when it mattered, I was put in situations where, I don't know, I felt a lot of shame. So learning didn't have a good impression on me. I don't know. I couldn't wait to graduate high school. I wasn't really disciplined because, again, I didn't really learn that. Or I did, but it had a lot of negative emotions tied to it. So I tied being disciplined with oh my gosh, I don't know. I just had a weird outlook on everything. But that's why we're gonna, if I can change, if I can do better, then so can you. I want to be a living testimony and, an example. And whatever you can learn from me and do better, that's my goal. Is that the times I've fallen on my face, you can learn from it, so you don't have to, And then with learning more about yourself, you start to see the beauty and yourself. Like whatever beauty you see in the real world is the beauty you see. That is what's inside you, is what you're capable of. So that's also something that a lot of people don't keep present. I never kept that present. I always thought, oh, this is so pretty. But like I would just compare myself and I'll just put myself down crazy, which is like, oh my gosh. One thing I really realized is that everyone is living in their own world to really notice me and what I'm up to. So for me to be so self-conscious and so, negative towards myself was just not necessary, like, at all. No one cares what anyone else is doing. You don't care what I'm doing, like, day to day. If we were in the store, if we were at the gym, if we were at school, you wouldn't care what I was doing. Why? Because you'd be too focused on yourself. Everyone's like that. That's everyone's reality. So once we get that in check, it makes it easier for us to move through life and, be more authentic. And so, it's exciting. Also, another rule that I keep reading everywhere is, like, your deepest, darkest desire, like, even if it's freaking $1 billion. Let's say you want $1 billion. If you start moving like you have $1 billion and you really, like, feed yourself and start, if you can have the $1 billion in your head, you can have it in your real life. So as long as you truly believe that, $1 billion belongs to you, and that it's on its way to you, that you have faith that, somehow it's gonna be there, it's gonna be there. But with that, you need to put in the action and actually, make it possible, make it easier for the world to give that to you. You just gotta learn about the 12 universal laws. You really have to do your homework, and you really gotta learn how to apply it to your life with your circumstances. And you gotta embrace that this is a trial and error. Like, holy gaga. There was this one meme that I was like, whoa, that was a negative thought. I just thought that was so funny because it's so true. It literally is so true. So, I'm gonna be, the test of trial and error, and you're gonna see my day one versus, I don't know what day we'll get to just yet. But so we work on our routines, our mental, emotional, financial, physical, and spiritual health. And we gotta be more aware of what, we're saying to ourselves throughout the day, and what movie is being played in our head. And I'm a big advocator for, spreading kindness and spreading love and spreading peace. In order to, make a difference and grow and actually do better, you gotta practice what you preach. You wanna be, abundant. You wanna have all these riches, have access to all these riches. You need to be generous. Just like you want love, you need to be loving. It's a give and take, and I know it sounds very simple, but a lot of people don't put that into practice, and that's not something I put into practice at all. I think as long as we work on these things and hold each other accountable, and especially, be honest, like, take a hard, nice, cold look at yourself and see the habits you're doing, or, the movie that's being played in your mind. What movie or what scene is being played constantly throughout your day? It could be a memory. It could be a thought, it could be a fear, like what is being played throughout your day. And keep reading that goal card. And actually, I just do want to say one thing. I actually got good news today. I got good news today, and it was during a moment of, I feel like it's trials and tribulation. Where, my patience was really being tested. I felt myself being, cranky. Oh my gosh. I felt myself, like turning to the dark side. And I was like, no, I can't be thinking these thoughts. I need to be thinking on my dreams and goals. And it's like, why am I playing? Like, why am I thinking those thoughts? Like, girl, like, start reading. So I started reading. And then as soon as I chose to do that, I chose